Those eggs are half mine.
How so?
I'm your husband. I own 50% of whatever comes out of that uterus.
Oh, so you think you own my body?
I pay for the clothes it wears, the massages it receives, and the implants it will one day require. If I don't own it, I'm at least a major stockholder.
Bob and Lee, a same-sex couple, were arguing, and Gabby was crouching outside the window, eavesdropping. Just then, Bob stormed out in anger and caught her red-handed. She had originally come to return a magazine she borrowed from Lee, but ended up overhearing their argument and couldn't resist listening in.
So you decided it would be fun to eavesdrop?
God, it's like you see into my soul and yet you don't judge. Thank you.
After enjoying the drama, she decided to check on her friends, so she asked what the fight was about.
Our egg donor backed out.
Not again.
Meaning their dream of having a child would fall apart again. Gabby asked if they could find another donor. The two began arguing all over again. After a while, Gabby had heard enough and stepped in. She offered to be their egg donor herself. Gabby made a promise she wasn't sure she could keep, but Bob and Lee were filled with gratitude. When Gabby's husband Carlos found out, he firmly opposed the idea. He refused to let Gabby donate her eggs, claiming that as her husband, half of her eggs belonged to him.
How so?
I'm your husband. I own 50% of whatever comes out of that uterus.
You cannot stop me. I can do whatever I want with my eggs.
And I can do whatever I want with the credit cards I pay for. For example, I can cut them up.
I don't care about credit cards. I am trying to do something noble here.
You've hidden the cards, haven't you?
Damn straight.
Seeing Gabby was determined, Carlos begged her instead, saying it would feel weird to have a child with her genes living next door. But Gabby had made up her mind and was set on helping them fulfill their dream of becoming parents. Later, to show their gratitude, Bob and Lee toasted Gabby and reminded her not to drink alcohol, so it wouldn't affect her fertility.
Hey!
No, that was purely ceremonial. We don't want you drinking.
Why? Does it affect my fertility?
That. And you're kind of a sloppy drunk.
The three started talking about the future child, and Gabby asked whether they wanted a boy or a girl. Lee said he wanted a girl and even planned to enter her in a baby beauty pageant. Gabby said she was familiar with such contests but found them too complicated. She admitted she already had 2 daughters and was tired of buying dresses, hoping they would have a boy instead.
And why is that?
I already have 2 girls. I'm so sick of buying dresses.
She also planned to take the child shopping when they grew up. But just then, Bob and Lee told Gabby they planned to move to upstate New York, closer to Lee's mother, so the child could grow up surrounded by family. Gabby was stunned. She never imagined they would leave.
It just never occurred to me that you guys would leave and take my only son.
Gabby, this child, it'll have your genes, but it won't be yours. You get that, right?
Bob reminded her that even with her DNA, the child wasn't really hers. Gabby pretended to understand, but was deeply upset inside. When she got home, she looked at her daughters and felt even worse about not getting to see the child. She was so down that even her little girl noticed right away.
Mommy, why do you look so sad?
But she'd already made the promise and accepted their thanks. So she decided to pass the buck to Carlos, asking him to tell Bob and Lee she'd changed her mind.